Today we are continuing to expand our ever-growing metropolis, Fort Francia Bay. Some people love it, including me, and some people hate it, huge-ass prefabricated housing blocks. Today we mix things up and build some storage garages, a little commercial area and some commie blocks with an elementary school and a football field as a centerpiece. So, if you wonder how I built all of that, let's dive in to have a closer look. Let's talk about this form of city design, prefabricated housing estates. They come with both upsides and downsides, especially when you look at things from the perspective of the people who live in there. On the plus side, these homes are often more affordable and quicker to build, which means more people can access housing without long waits or sky-high costs. And especially at times when we needed a lot of apartments for hundreds of thousands of people. They saved a lot of cities, in particular in Eastern Europe back then. Many estates are built with efficiency in mind, so things like insulation and energy use can actually be quite good for families or individuals just looking for a functional, warm place to live. Prefab housing can be a real lifeline. But living in a prefabricated estate can also feel a bit impersonal. The buildings often look very similar, with little room for personal expression or architectural variety, which can make the neighborhood feel monotonous or even a bit lifeless. Some residents may feel that their homes lack character or charm. There's also sometimes a stigma. People might see prefab estates as lesser or associate them with poverty, which can affect how residents feel about where they live. And if the estate wasn't well planned, daily life can be frustrating. A lack of nearby shops, green spaces, or public services can make people feel isolated or overlooked. Over time, if the buildings aren't well maintained, issues like damp, outdated utilities, or cramped layouts can creep in, making life less comfortable. That's why I try to fix that with nearby amenities like schools, sports grounds and shops for the everyday needs of the citizens. Now you can decide if they are great or overall quite bad in comparison to traditional city planning. But what do we actually see on screen? I just built some storage garages where people can park their car or store stuff they don't need daily. Nothing too spectacular for the first chapter.
It's alright. It's alright.
In the second chapter, we take care of the stores and the everyday things that the citizens need to live. So we build a small commercial area here. We are using most of the buildings from the northeastern US regions pack, but also those from the UK pack. I think they can be combined extremely well with each other, and so you get a typical North American commercial area and business park. But as you've already seen in the last few episodes, this part of town is more inspired by Berlin. But I think that's the beauty of city skylines, that you can just mix it up and it still looks good, because at the end of the day we have a fictional city here and nothing like you would find in real life anyway.
Over mighty plains, through the heavy rains, I can take it. I will make it. You're my journey now, my love, a journey. At night we light the sky, my love, caravan like
But now, of course, it's time for our prefabricated housing estate. First of all, I'm going to start by combining two schools, as we always have a shortage of elementary schools in the city. For that, I use the elementary school from the Eastern European and UK pack, respectively. I think these combine surprisingly well together as one complex, but in general, the assets from the UK and the Eastern European pack fit together perfectly and have similar building styles, which I find super practical. So, we also also placed the prefabricated buildings from both packs. First, I picked out all the buildings I needed and placed them next to each other outside of the building area. Then I used the picker tool to place the individual buildings where I want them. This is a relatively simple technique to build such development quickly and effectively, almost like in real life. I will then place footpaths so that all areas are easily accessible by foot, and finally, of course, a few bushes and trees should not be missing. Also, I recently had a discussion with my family. Both my dad and my stepmom grew up in East Germany and also lived in prefabricated buildings themselves. They really like the concept and can really get on with living there. I find these flats and the architectural style really fascinating and think it can be quite pleasant to live in such a prefabricated housing estate, especially when you have a nice view from one of the top floors. However, in the end, I would probably prefer the traditional closed block building style. I'm also a big advocate of building beautifully, with ornaments and stucco and such. But that's just my opinion. What do you think about that? In any case, there is an extreme housing shortage in most Western countries, and I think that if such housing estates were built again on a large scale and care was taken to ensure that they didn't fall into disrepair, this problem would definitely be solved in no time. But our governments and bureaucracy will this an almost impossible task.
Try to turn me into somebody else, but it will ricochet. I won't let it bite. I will look at you and tell you that I'm alright. Like a ricochet, it will come back to you. Let me tell you, no, because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. And even if you're trying to hurt me, my skin's getting thicker each day. I don't know how you fall asleep at night, knowing that your words are hurtful, it's just not right. No, because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. Like a ricochet, like a ricochet, like a ricochet, like a ricochet.
Very cool that you stuck around until the end. I'm definitely really pleased with how everything turned out, but what do you think? Will the citizens like their new housing blocks? Or will it end up as a miserable place with no future and opportunities? We will probably never find out. Here we can see some before and afters, and I think we added a cool new little piece to our ever-growing metropolis. If you want to see how the city will develop in the future, stay tuned and subscribe so as not to miss any of the next videos. I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, you can give the video a like. If you want to support me further, you can visit my Patreon site. There you will find a save game for every episode, and with this addition the city has definitely become a bit more amazing and bigger. You're very welcome to explore everything yourself down to the last detail. But don't forget to download all the mods I use. It's just a few clicks, and in under 1 minute you can already hop into the game when you follow all the instructions on my pinned Patreon post. You will find the graphics and luminous settings there as well. And we can also chat a bit and have a nice time, of course. I would like to thank all the people who have already decided to support me on Patreon so much. I'm absolutely speechless by your support over there, and exactly this support makes videos like this on a regular basis even possible. So if you want to see more, you know what to do. But now I say see you for the next episode, when we'll continue with the next build until we fill out the complete map and my PC starts going up in flames. Have a nice day and ciao ciao for now.